All right, yo, what's going on, man? It's your boy BigDonSkillz once again, doing another video, man. Right now we are playing Battlefield 5, playing the newest DLC that just dropped a few days ago. It's pretty dope. It's like these, the Japanese versus the US in a lot of these maps, and you have like these island-based ones. They kind of remind me of the naval DLC from Battlefield 4. You know what I mean? It's pretty sweet, but no, I wanted to talk about the trend that I see on the internet that, I mean, you may not even call it a trend anymore because this is pretty obvious, but people love to hate everything. And I feel like most of the time it's never justified, you know what I mean? Well, that dude ate that bullet, bro. It never feels justified, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times when I hear these complaints, everybody complains about the same exact thing. Now, normally you would think in this case, if a bunch of people are complaining about the same thing, that means that it needs to be changed. But that isn't necessarily true. I think a lot of times people are just literally complaining about, they just want to talk, you know? It's like the equivalent of wanting to hear yourself talk, you know? I honestly don't really feel this way about this, but I mean, me talking about it brings attention towards me. That's the way I've always interpreted it. I think a good example is the Pokemon Sword and Shield situation. I think Call of Duty is in a similar boat as well. And there's even more games that that I know of, but I can't think of off the top of my head. With Call of Duty, I will say this. The newest Call of Duty Modern Warfare that just dropped like 2 weeks ago, the game is extremely fun, but there are just these tweaks that they need to do to fix the overall game. The gunplay is great. There's only one or two like overpowered guns that need toning down, but a lot of people tend to complain about the maps, right? You have a community which Call of Duty, for anybody who is or isn't familiar with Call of Duty, you know, they've traditionally been 3-lane maps, which means there's usually 3 different points of traversing around the map, in which they call the lanes, of course. The problem is that everybody complained that essentially this is all they do, right? 3-lane maps, all they do, same thing, be it, blah, blah, blah. We need something new. They release this newest one, they switch up the map style, and everybody complains how these maps have literally been the worst. These are the worst maps in Call of Duty history. Which, me being a Battlefield player, I don't agree with whatsoever, because you can tell, like, this game took a lot out of Battlefield's book as far as map size, scaling, and things like that. That dude didn't even notice me. What a bum. Okay. But it took a lot out of Battlefield's book. And then I'm getting so annoyed. I got this shiny spot on my head. They took so much out of this game's book. And of course, you're not going to be better than the original when you swagger jack somebody's style. The problem, in my opinion, isn't the maps themselves necessarily. It's the way people are playing on the maps. So yeah, you have campers, just like every single shooter has campers. People are complaining about campers being the biggest problem, which they aren't. Actually, no, I take that back. They are. The campers definitely are the biggest problem, but they solely base it off the map. And the only thing I see on, of course, toxic Reddit and toxic Twitter are the maps are horrible. They need to change the maps. They need to remove the maps. It's like, yo, that's not how that shit works, dude. When you want people to change, that's just not how it works. It's like, oh yeah, just take all the maps out the game. I don't know. I just don't believe that a lot of times people form their own opinion based on how they truly feel, but based off of what they've seen others say, and then they convince themselves, yeah, that's probably what the problem is, you know? In the same way, I could also say that when people do these unpopular opinions, which if you are in my Discord, you should check out, by the way, because we have an unpopular opinion section. But I've noticed a lot of times it's a mix of like, I don't know. I'll say people trolling, but I'll talk about trolling in another video about how I really feel about what that word means. But I feel like it's a combination of people just wanting to say something to bring more attention to themselves and people who actually feel that way about it. I just don't think a lot of people really feel the way they do about things, which makes talking to people difficult. If I'm having a conversation with you and instead of saying how you feel, you say what you think is the most controversial thing, first of all, that means you're a phony and you're a fake. And that everything about you is fake. But it also just doesn't make sense, you know? It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I just can't do it. I don't know. That's one of those things where I'm kind of on my own with, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, just form your own damn opinion and speak. And if people disagree with you, that's the fun part of a debate or an argument, you know? That is the fun part of it. It's like, hey, me and you disagree, but maybe you'll say something that'll either make me reconsider, or if not, then, okay, I understand where you're coming from, but I don't agree with you. That's the solution to most arguments, you know? I think people don't have that. I don't think people have that under control. That is the easiest solution to an argument. Not just literally making up shit, just hoping to get some votes and some upvotes and some likes, or to try and trigger people, you know. But I mean, then again, we are talking about the internet, you know, and the internet's a pretty dark and evil place. But I mentioned Call of Duty. I feel like I went off on a slight tangent there, but even with Pokemon, dude, everybody jump on this corny ass bring back the national Pokédex, because for people who don't know, every single past Pokemon from the previous games aren't making a return, which honestly is completely fine to me because ain't nobody capturing them all. And I would love for someone who's making this debate on they want all the Pokemon back, that they're actually trying to capture all the Pokemon. So it's just one of those mindless debates where people just want to mouth off, you know, and be like I call it like fake. I call it fake activists. That's what I like to call it, because it's someone faking like they care for the community or they care for the game. And these are the people that literally have no intention on ever even buying the game. Like, these are the people that are complaining, being the most vocal about stuff, are the people who never were going to support it in the first place. It'll be some dude who hasn't played the game since like Gen 3. And they're like, dude, or no, I'll say, I like Gen 2. I'll go as far as to say Gen 1, Gen 2. And they're complaining about stuff that they don't even know what they're talking about, you know? Yes, it's unfortunate if one of your favorite Pokemon doesn't make it into the game. But based off of what I've seen in all these crazy leaks, yo, they're doing what they need to do. Ain't nobody gonna miss a love disc if love disc isn't in the game, you feel me? So, people just gotta be quiet, dude. People gotta shut up, man. I don't even care how, like, toxic this sounds, which once again, that's another word I'll go on the topic on in another video, the overusage of toxic, the word toxic, and how people just burn out the usage of words, and it doesn't even have a meaning anymore, you know? Just like when a new song comes out, the radio overplays it. You know what I'm saying? You could have liked the song, but the radio plays it so much that you don't even rock with it anymore, you know? And same goes for I think a perfect example is like, you know, with Vine and TikTok, a lot of things that are viral are based off of like a song, you know, a lot of challenges. I remember I can't remember the name of the song, the Ray Shrimmer song. The Beatles joint, Black Beatles, right? Song was so overplayed and done in those little segments, by the time I actually heard the song on the radio for like the first or second time, I already was tired of hearing the song. I think it kind of goes the same way with these words, you know, with the overusage of words. We're saying someone is toxic for dumb reasons. But I won't even go in, like I said, I'm not going to go into that. I will save that for another video, like 100%. But, yeah, that's it in summary. I'm not going to try and go on too long. I know some of my videos been going on a little bit longer than I want to. So I will go ahead and cut it off here. I hope you enjoyed the content. You understood what I was going for. And if you want to hear me talk about other topics, let your boy know, because I am open to just giving my mind, giving my thought process on just things I hear about. But once again, if you like the video, go ahead and like it, you know. Give your boy a free like. If you want to subscribe to the channel, do so as well, man. Subscribe to your boy, as I'll be doing more content. Check out my Twitch as well. And thank you so much. I hope y'all have a good day. I will see y'all in the next video. And deuces.